Ladies and gentlemen, friends, today we're talking about one of the most powerful principles you can ever embrace in your life. It's about you. It's about your power. It's about recognizing your own worth and taking the actions that will make him beg to marry you. Not because you're chasing him, but because you're so irresistibly magnetic that he can't imagine his life without you. Let me make this crystal clear. You do not need to chase anyone. You do not need to convince anyone of your value or worth. That is not your job. Your job is to grow, to evolve, to step into your greatness. And when you do that, the world will come running. You see, when you decide to focus on becoming the best version of yourself, when you make the commitment to yourself to stop waiting for external validation, you begin to create something powerful, something unshakable. And in that shift, people begin to notice. When you believe in your worth, when you see yourself as deserving of love and respect, everything changes. You stop looking for it in other people. You stop looking for it outside of yourself. And that, my friends, is when the magic happens. That's when you start to radiate the energy that attracts the right people, including the person you want to be with. Here's a secret that many people overlook. The key to attraction, to real love, and to deep connection lies within you. It's not about playing games. It's not about pretending to be something you're not. It's not about waiting for someone to pick you. It's about being so rooted in who you are, so committed to your own growth and purpose that others, especially him, are naturally drawn to you. So what's the one move that will have him begging to marry you? It's simple. It's not a strategy. It's not manipulation. It's not about playing hard to get or pretending to be someone else. The move is all about making the decision to be the best version of yourself. It's about embracing your power and stepping fully into it. When you focus on being your best self, not just for him, but for you, when you grow into the person you were always meant to be, you start living with a purpose and energy that is undeniable. And that is what attracts the right person into your life. Now, I need you to understand that this isn't about making someone beg for your love or attention. This isn't about playing games or trying to control another person's feelings. This is about you taking charge of your life. It's about you showing up as the person you were always meant to be. When you take ownership of your happiness, your life, your dreams, you become irresistible. Why? Because people want to be around those who are confident, who are passionate, who have a purpose. And when you live with purpose, when you focus on growing into the best version of yourself, people can't help but be attracted to that energy. And here's the thing. You don't need to rush. You don't need to force it. You don't need to chase him or convince him that you're the one. When you're doing the work on yourself, when you're investing in your growth, when you're living with intention and passion, everything falls into place. The right person will recognize your worth. They'll see the energy you bring to the table. They'll recognize that you're not just anyone. You're someone who's been through challenges, who has grown, who is ready for a partnership that's built on mutual respect and admiration. And when he sees that, when he sees your strength, your independence, your confidence, he won't be able to ignore it. He won't be able to look away. He'll see that you are someone he wants to share his life with, not because you're chasing him, but because you've built a life worth chasing. You've built a life of purpose, of passion, and of fulfillment. And that is the kind of person he won't want to lose. But here's the truth. This is not about being perfect. This is not about trying to be someone else. This is about being unapologetically you, embracing all the parts of you, your flaws, your strengths, your quirks, your growth, and showing up with confidence. It's about making a commitment to your own personal development, to becoming the best version of yourself every single day. The more you focus on that, the more attractive you become, not just to him, but to everyone around you. So what is the one move you can make today? It's to take full responsibility for your life. It's to commit to becoming the highest version of yourself. When you do that, you stop waiting for someone else to fill the void. You stop depending on someone else's approval. You take your own happiness into your hands and you begin living a life that's so full of purpose and passion that others can't help but notice. Let me remind you once more, you are already enough. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You don't need to chase love because real love begins with you. When you become your own source of validation, you open the door to the right kind of love, the love that will last. When you show up as the highest version of yourself, that's when he will see you for who you really are. And that's when he will beg to marry you, not because you've manipulated him, but because he sees in you something that is rare, something that is worth fighting for. So make that move. Become the person you were always meant to be. The rest will follow. One move, he will beg to marry you. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, let's get right to the point today. We are diving into one of the most powerful ideas you can ever adopt in your life. This isn't about tricks. It's not about games. It's about something deeper. It's about you. It's about you taking ownership of your life, your self-worth, and your future. And I'm here to tell you that if you make this one move, you won't need to chase anyone. In fact, you'll have him begging to marry you, not because you're manipulating him, but because you've tapped into a power within yourself that makes you irresistible. Here's the truth. Too many people spend their time chasing after others, trying to win someone's attention, trying to prove their worthiness for love, affection, and commitment. They think that if they can just do enough, be enough, or say the right thing, they'll somehow be chosen. Let me be clear. This kind of thinking is a trap. It's a mindset that disempowers you, that makes you feel small, and it holds you back from stepping into your true power. You do not need to convince anyone of your worth. You do not need to chase anyone. The moment you stop seeking approval and validation from others, the moment you decide that you are worthy of love and respect simply because you exist, is the moment everything changes. You are already enough. You have everything you need within you to be loved and to live a life full of respect, joy, and fulfillment. And let's be real, if you're spending all your energy trying to convince someone to love you or to see you as worthy, you're giving away your power. The one thing that no one can ever take from you is your sense of self-worth. Once you recognize that, once you claim your value, you stop depending on external validation. And when you stop depending on someone else to affirm your worth, you immediately become more attractive. Why? Because people are drawn to confidence. People are drawn to strength. People are drawn to those who know who they are and what they want. Now let's talk about this one move that will make him beg to marry you. It's simple, but it's incredibly powerful. It's not a strategy, it's not a game, and it's definitely not about trying to manipulate anyone into choosing you. The one move is about becoming the highest version of yourself. It's about focusing on your own growth, your own happiness, your own purpose. When you commit to becoming the best version of yourself, when you make that decision to live fully, to pour into your own passions and dreams, that is when you become magnetic. You become someone who is living life on their own terms, who is walking their path with purpose, and others notice that. When you focus on your own journey, on becoming the best version of you, you stop worrying about what anyone else thinks, and that's when you become truly irresistible. But here's what you need to understand. This move is not about being perfect. It's not about having everything together. It's about embracing who you are right here, right now. It's about accepting your flaws, your strengths, your quirks, and your uniqueness. You do not need to pretend to be someone else. You do not need to shrink yourself in any way to fit into anyone else's idea of what you should be. The more authentic you are, the more real you are with yourself and with others, the more powerful your energy becomes. People are drawn to authenticity. They're drawn to those who are comfortable in their own skin, those who know their worth and don't feel the need to prove it to anyone. So when you make the decision to show up as your true self, without fear, without insecurity, and without trying to impress anyone, that's when you will begin to attract the right kind of attention. The right kind of person will recognize your energy and your strength, and they will be able to stay away. But this isn't just about attracting the right partner. It's about becoming the kind of person who is ready for the kind of love and commitment you deserve. And that's where the real power lies. Because when you take ownership of your life, when you invest in yourself, when you prioritize your growth, you're not just improving your external world, you're changing your internal world. You're shifting the way you see yourself. And that shift, that growth, is what makes you irresistible to the right person. And here's where the magic happens. When you step into your true power, you stop chasing anyone. You stop needing validation or affirmation. You stop worrying about whether or not someone will choose you. You stop worrying about whether or not they're going to beg for your love. Because at the end of the day, you realize that the right person will see your worth, your power, your energy, and they'll want to be a part of it. They won't want to let you go. They'll want to be with someone who knows their worth, who is already living a full, happy, and fulfilling life. And that's when you'll find the love that lasts. But here's the thing, none of this happens overnight. This is a journey. It takes time. It takes dedication. It takes commitment to yourself, to your growth, and to your own happiness. But the more you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, the more you will see that the right person, your person, will be drawn to you, and they won't be able to resist. Right? You don't need to beg for love. You don't need to chase anyone. When you are aligned with your highest self, when you are living a life that is full of purpose and passion, that's when the right person will come into your life and they will beg to marry you, not because you've done anything to try to win them over, but because they see your value, your strength, and your beauty, and they know they can't live without you. So make that move today. Start with you. Start with your own growth. Start with claiming your worth. The rest will follow. Let's be real about something. We've all had moments when we feel like we need to do more. We think we need to impress others, be someone we're not, or even chase after a particular person to win their affection or approval. But I'm here to tell you today, you do not need to chase anyone. The truth is, the moment you stop chasing, the moment you stop seeking validation, and instead focus on becoming the best version of yourself, that's the moment things will begin to shift. And if you make this one move, yes, just one, you won't have to chase anyone. He will beg to marry you. You see, when we talk about love and relationships, there's a prevailing myth that you have to work hard to earn someone's love, that you need to do things to deserve someone's affection, that love is something you need to beg for or desperately seek. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Real love doesn't come from desperation. It comes from recognition, mutual respect, and a healthy sense of self-worth. It comes when you decide that you are already enough, that you don't need to prove your value, and that your worth is not determined by anyone else's opinion. When you embody this mindset, when you really believe it deep in your heart, you become the kind of person that others want to be with, the kind of person who draws others in naturally. So what is this one move that will make him beg to marry you? It's simple. Become the best version of yourself. Focus on your growth, your goals, your happiness, and your well-being. Stop waiting for someone else to make you feel complete. You are already complete. You are already amazing. The key is to live your life with purpose and to keep improving yourself every single day. The more you work on yourself, the more you align with your own values, and the more you grow as an individual, the more you will naturally attract the right people. And that person, the right one, the one who truly sees your worth, will come to you, not because you've begged or tried to win them over, but because they recognize the value you bring to the table. When you focus on your growth, you stop trying to convince someone that you're worth it. You stop wondering if they'll pick you or not. Instead, you focus on being the kind of person who is already living a full, complete, and rich life. You focus on your goals, your career, your passions, and your health. You focus on the things that bring you joy and fulfillment. You stop worrying about what anyone else thinks or if they'll choose you. Why? Because you no longer need that external validation. When you build a life that's full of purpose, happiness, and passion, that energy becomes magnetic. People, especially the right person, can't help but be drawn to you. Now, I want you to understand something important here. This move is not about being perfect. It's not about waiting until you have everything figured out. It's about showing up for yourself every day, taking small steps toward improvement and embracing who you are right now. Imperfections, flaws, and all. When you embrace your authenticity and live in alignment with your true self, you become powerful. You become the kind of person who is already whole, not because someone else completes you, but because you've learned to complete yourself. And that's incredibly attractive. Imagine for a moment what it feels like to truly be yourself. Unapologetically, confidently, without fear of judgment. Imagine living your life with no need for external validation, just focusing on your growth and happiness. When you live this way, something magical happens. You become magnetic. You stop chasing. You stop begging for attention, and the right person will start to see you for exactly who you are. They will see the value in you, not because you've tried to prove it to them, but because they've experienced your energy, your confidence, and your authenticity. And when they see that, they will want to be a part of it. They won't want to lose someone like you. They won't want to let go of the person who knows their worth, who is building a beautiful life, who is living their dreams and sharing that joy with others. The person who isn't seeking approval, but is just living fully, passionately, and unapologetically. But I want you to know, none of this happens overnight. This is a journey. It takes time, effort, and patience. It requires that you take action in your own life. Whether it's focusing on your career, your passions, or your health, you need to prioritize your own happiness, and with time, the right person will recognize that energy in you. They will want to be a part of your world, and when they do, it won't be because they're being manipulated or because you've tricked them into seeing your worth. It will be because they see a person who knows their own value, who is already living a full and happy life, and they will want to be with you because they know that they'll only get better by being part of that energy. This one move, focusing on becoming the best version of yourself, isn't about playing hard to get. It's not about pretending to be something you're not. It's about embracing your own growth, your own happiness, your own strength. It's about taking charge of your life in such a way that you don't need anyone else's approval or validation to feel whole. When you live in this way, the right person will come along and they will beg to marry you, not because you played a game, but because you've shown them that you're already someone worth committing to. The truth is, you don't need to beg for love, and you don't need to chase anyone. The moment you stop doing that and focus on building the best version of yourself, everything else will fall into place. So make that move. Be the person who is already whole, already powerful, and already worthy of love. And when you do, the right person will notice and they'll want to spend their life with you. One move, he will beg to marry you. Let's break it down today, my friends. This idea, this simple but incredibly powerful truth is going to change everything for you. The world tells us that we need to chase love, to chase someone's attention, to earn their admiration and affection by giving more. But here's the truth I want to share with you. You do not need to chase anyone. In fact, if you stop chasing, if you stop seeking to prove your worth, if you stop looking for validation from others, you'll discover something amazing. You'll attract the love you want without ever having to run after it. When you understand this principle, when you truly internalize it, you'll find that the right person, the one who sees your worth, your value, will beg to marry you, not because you've done anything to manipulate or trick them, but because they can't help but recognize that you are exactly who they've been looking for. It's a powerful shift. It's a mindset change. So many people spend their lives chasing others, trying to convince someone of their worth, trying to be the right person, the perfect person, to get love and affection. They make sacrifices. They suppress parts of themselves. They bend over backward, all in the hopes of winning someone's attention. And often it's a fruitless endeavor. Why? Because love and true connection aren't about convincing someone that you're worthy. They aren't about being good enough for someone else's approval. The key to love, to lasting relationships, to partnership is much simpler, and it starts with one fundamental truth. You are already enough. You are worthy of love and respect right now as you are in this moment. And once you accept that, once you know that you don't need to seek approval from anyone else to prove your worth, you can stop the chase. You can stop looking outside yourself for validation. And that's when the magic happens. When you take full ownership of your worth and your value, everything changes. The way you move through life, the way you show up in relationships, the way you approach every interaction with others shifts dramatically. You stop living for someone else's approval and start living for you. And when you start living for you, when you start focusing on your growth, on becoming the best version of yourself, you become magnetic. You see, the one move that will have him begging to marry you is not a move of manipulation. It's not about playing hard to get, and it's certainly not about changing who you are to fit someone else's idea of what you should be. It's simple. It's about growing into the highest version of yourself. It's about focusing on your own life, your own passions, your own journey. When you do this, when you stop waiting for someone else to make you happy and instead make the decision to live your life fully, when you chase your dreams, when you pursue your goals, when you invest in your health and your well-being, something extraordinary happens. You become a person who is already living an incredible life. You become a person who is at peace with themselves, who doesn't need anyone else to complete them, but who is ready to share their life with the right person. And when the right person comes along, they will see your value. They will see your strength, your independence, your drive. They will see that you are not looking for anyone to fix you, to save you, but that you are already whole, already amazing, already living a life that is full of passion and purpose. And they will be drawn to that. They will want to be a part of your world because they recognize that you are a person worth having by their side. And when that person sees that in you, they won't hesitate. They won't be able to help themselves. They will beg to marry you. Not because you've done anything to win them over, but because they've seen that you have already won at life. Now, this doesn't mean that everything is going to happen overnight. Growth takes time, it takes dedication, it takes commitment to yourself. But as you focus on becoming the highest version of yourself, you will naturally draw the right people to you. You will naturally attract the kind of love you deserve because you are living in alignment with your true self. And when that happens, you will no longer be looking for love. Love will find you. There is incredible power in not needing anyone's validation. There is incredible freedom in recognizing that your worth does not depend on someone else's approval. The more you live in this freedom, the more you embrace your uniqueness, the more you focus on building a life that you are proud of, the more magnetic you will become. People will be drawn to you, not because you are seeking attention, but because you are radiating confidence, power, and independence. And that energy will attract the right person who will see your value and want to commit to you. So here's the one move. Stop chasing. Start living for yourself. Start investing in your growth. Focus on building a life that is fulfilling, purposeful, and full of passion. When you do that, everything else falls into place. You don't need to beg for love. You don't need to chase anyone. The right person will see your worth and they will beg to marry you, not because you've convinced them, but because they've recognized that you are exactly who they've been waiting for. So make that move today. Become the best version of yourself and watch how the world responds. When you are living fully and unapologetically as yourself, you will draw in the love you deserve, and he will beg to marry you, not because of what you've done, but because of who you are. One move, he will beg to marry you. I want to ask you to pause for a moment and think deeply about something that is fundamental to living a truly powerful life. What if I told you that there's one shift, one mindset that could change everything about your relationships, your love life, and your connection with others? This isn't about playing games. It isn't about doing things to win someone over. It's about doing something that's so simple, yet so powerful, that once you embrace it, the dynamic between you and others will shift completely. It's about stopping the chase. You don't need to chase anyone. You don't need to seek validation. You don't need to fight for someone's affection. And you certainly don't need to convince anyone that you are worthy of love. When you stop chasing, when you embrace your own value, you will start to attract the kind of love that's real, authentic, and fulfilling. And here's the kicker. The right person will beg to marry you. It sounds almost too simple, right? But the truth is that people who are constantly seeking validation, constantly chasing someone's attention or approval, are putting themselves in a position of disempowerment. They are giving their energy, their worth, and their confidence away. They're asking others to define their value. And when we do that, we make ourselves small. We start thinking that our value depends on someone else, that we need to prove something, that we need to get someone to choose us. But that's not how love works. True love, the kind that is based on respect, admiration, and real connection, starts with you. The moment you stop needing anyone else's approval to feel worthy of love is the moment that everything changes. You are enough. Right now, in this moment, you are enough. The right person will see that. And when they do, they will want to be part of your life, but not because you've begged or manipulated them into it. No, they will want to be with you because they see your value, your strength, your independence, and your authenticity, and they won't want to lose it. In fact, they will beg to marry you, not because you have done something to prove yourself, but because they simply can't imagine their life without you. The key is to become the highest version of yourself. Focus on your own growth. Stop waiting for someone else to make you feel complete. Make the decision that you are complete right now in this very moment. Start living for you. Start investing in your own passions, your own purpose, and your own well-being. Stop looking for someone to fulfill you and start fulfilling yourself. Because when you start to do this, you stop needing anyone else to make you feel worthy. And that's when the magic happens. When you live a life that is full of purpose, when you are focused on your own growth and happiness, you become a magnet. People are drawn to confidence, to authenticity, and to those who are living their lives with intention. You don't need to chase after anyone because you will attract the kind of love that is grounded in respect, admiration. You will attract someone who sees you for who you truly are, not for the person you are pretending to be, not for the image you've constructed to win their approval, but for the amazing, complete person you are right now. But let's get something clear. This shift, this one move, doesn't mean that everything is going to fall into place instantly. Becoming the best version of yourself takes time. It requires you to take responsibility for your own growth and happiness. It requires you to step into your power, to embrace your strengths, and to learn from your challenges. And yes, it will take work. But when you make the decision to focus on your own development, to live your life fully and authentically, you will become more attractive, not because you're trying to be, but because your energy will change, your confidence will radiate. And when that happens, the right person will begin to notice. Here's what happens when you take control of your life in this way. You no longer have to worry about whether someone will choose you. You no longer have to worry about proving your worth to anyone. The right person will see your worth without you having to do anything to earn it. They will see the person who is living a full, beautiful, and passionate life. They will see your energy, your confidence, and your authenticity, and they will be drawn to it. It's not about playing games. It's not about pretending to be someone you're not. The one move is about owning your power. It's about recognizing that you are already worthy of love and respect and living as though you know that to be true. When you do this, the person who is meant for you will see that you don't need anyone to validate you. You are already enough. And when they see that, they will want to be part of your journey. They will see that you're someone they want to build a future with. And they will beg to marry you, not because you've convinced them, but because they can see the value in your life, your strength, and your authenticity. The truth is, the right love will come when you stop chasing, when you stop needing anyone to make you feel valuable, and you start living your life fully, authentically, and passionately. So take the leap. Stop looking outside yourself for validation and start becoming the best version of yourself. The love you want will find you when you least expect it, and when it does, it will be real, it will be powerful, and it will be the kind of love that lasts. He will beg to marry you, not because of anything you've done, but because of who you've become.